what's going on, people? I'm just going to repeat myself for the last 4 times in this podcast. Getting a bit boring. We keep winning. Passports out. Yeah, and that's 5 on the trot. So, people, if you do want to talk about keep winning, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. It's just boring now. Well enough. Ending 2024, second in the league. Yeah, second in the league, people. And it's just, I don't know what to say. I've got the panel in. They might say the same. They're getting fed up now. We're not used to this. Got the man himself, Rads. Shout out to Rads. How you feeling, Rads? I've had enough. We keep winning. We keep winning.
I've not had enough. I'm living it. I think it's great.
I'm sorry, people. I can't help it. Rads, how you feeling, Rads, man? Sorry,
great.
Sorry for sarcasm, people. Sorry for sarcasm. Rads, how you feeling?
No, it's just surreal, isn't it? Yeah. We'll get into it, but I'm just living it. Really, it's incredible.
Yeah. Make sure everyone subscribes to Raz. He's done his after game reaction as well on his wall. So make sure if you do after this podcast, go and watch Raz. Man himself, Glenn. Glenn, is it boring or just talk to me, Glenn? How you feeling, man?
Certainly not boring. Certainly not boring. It is the most enjoyable, pleasurable time for a long time. I've been a Forest fan, back 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Have I felt so?
Oh God, he's gone off.
Even
he thinks it's boring.
Can't handle it.
He can't handle it. His internet can't handle it. What is going off, man? What is going on? I don't know where he's gone. I think he'll be back on. He'll be back on. Before we do, let's go to chat before Glenn comes back on. We got Dore. Stop complaining. We're all winning and do you girl it, Kieran. I'm being sarcastic. I'm just being sarcastic, Kieran. Come on. Shout out to Kieran, though. People, if you do want to be a member to the channel, please do. But I'm being sarcastic, Kieran. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving this feeling. Here he is. He's back on now. Glenn.
Sorry, I'm in the house today. I've chosen to be in the house rather than out the back garden, so that don't happen. Sorry. What was I saying? So enjoyable watching our team play. It's been roller coaster, and I love a roller coaster, but it's been roller coasters of highs and lows over the last 20 years. But not have I felt for a long time watching a game that the quality of the team. And Nuno spoke about this in the press conference he did with the journalists and stuff that occasionally I watch, that he was saying how much he's loving having, or the players are having, the support of the fans, and the fans, you turn to the fans and none of them look nervous towards the end of the game. And that's how I'm feeling, sometimes watching it in the ground, sometimes watching it as I'm walking through Southeast London, as I did yesterday, and not feeling like at any point, are we going to let this 2-goal cushion slip or whatever? And that's just based on the way the team are playing and the reassurance that they are giving us as fans, and they are giving each other as professionals on the pitch. And it's just such a it's not boring. To answer your question, no, it's not boring.
No, I've been sarcastic. I've been sarcastic. I've been sarcastic, Glenn.
How amazing
I've been sarcastic. I'm enjoying it. It hasn't sunk in what's happening. As Glenn mentioned it, me and Glenn, we witnessed it in the 90s with Frank Clark, and I didn't see the Sir Brian Clough's what he did with the back-to-back European Cups, but seeing this and what we've been through, is it luck? No, it's not luck, because we've been playing fantastic football, but it feels like the Frank Clark days. But we've got Nuno. But sorry, Glenn, sorry to cut you off on that.
No, I couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right. It's a stage where luck has to come into it, because you've got a group of people who are selecting players to bring into our club that we hope will work together. And we've done that for years and years and years, and it's not quite worked. for some reason, and I don't think it's one tangible thing. I think a combination of 7 or 8 different things, from the way the manager's working with them, the way that the manager speaks to them, the way the manager instills these fundamental, and it's not difficult. We'll talk about this later. We're not playing tiki-taka, challenging football for oppositions. We're playing fundamentally 2 or 3 very basic things: strong at the back, rigid in the spine, and pinging it to players who are running their butts off. Alanga last 2 minutes yesterday. I don't know how long. I don't know what his run stats were, but are playing at a high percentage. We talk about eights out of 10 every week. They are playing 90% quality. To the core, the way that they work.
Glenn, you keep breaking up. Glenn, you're breaking up.
All right, sorry.
Keep breaking up.
Let me try something else.
Yeah.
Go to Rads, ask a question. I'll see what I can sort out. Sorry, boys.
Let me go through the chat before let's Glenn can sort his internet out. Afternoon, all second in Prem, fantastic. Oh boy, it's like the old days. You Reds, Raz, Dad, you remember the old days? Champions League day. I think he wants to see his son go in a European day. Raz, like I know it's going far fetched, but are you going to go to a away day in a European tour? Come on, you can't say no. You and Raz, Dad, on a European tour.
That would be just a dream, wouldn't it, to do that?
Not a dream. It's going to happen. It's going to
yeah.
It's going to happen.
No, I mean, it's absolutely going to happen. Yeah, we're going to win it all. No, yeah. I don't even know what to say. It's just crazy. I mean, you're saying that. Is it just luck? I don't think it is. This is just a very, very confident group at the moment. A really tightly knit group. Yeah, I think everything we see with the players, how they get on so well together. I think it really goes a long way. That does, if you've got that team spirit. We've seen that before, of course. I mean, I think even last season we saw it, but now we've got that added quality that makes a massive difference, of course. And I think like when we lost to Newcastle and Arsenal, people were saying, "Oh, is the bubble bursting? Are we going to kind of regress?" But we've arguably, in fact, no, we've got better since then. It's only made us stronger. So I think that's what says it's not just we've got lucky, we've played easy teams. No chance. We've beaten Liverpool, the only team that still have beaten Liverpool this season. I know United are a mess, but beating United, beating Aston Villa, beating Tottenham, Brentford, who hadn't lost all season at home and scored a lot of goals. Everton have just kept clean sheets against Arsenal and Chelsea, and we beat them as well. I was saying to my dad yesterday, actually, when we won, like, we've done quite a few things this season that other teams haven't been able to do. Gone to these difficult places that teams have looked really strong. Everton have been pretty good recently, really, based off how they've been doing. They've kept clean sheets and look pretty solid. We made it look pretty easy yesterday, and they were all over the place. As you say, Brentford, Liverpool, obviously. We just break records, really, don't we? That's what's so entertaining about it. So, yeah.
And there's a record that Glenn will talk about later on as well, but that's it. He did mention it before the show. Glenn, carry on what you're talking about, my friend.
Yeah, just the way that it is luck to a certain extent, because you're pitching players into based on all these different bits of data that they've got now. They hope that they will gel together and play, and that they're playing exceptionally good football. Even people like Sousa, who's coming on and making a really good debut yesterday with a bit more composure, could have had a bit more of a look in that, particularly that first half shot. The way that Morata is coming in and playing, only having conceded 1 goal against City, is that right? He's only so all the other goals, all the other games he's had clean sheets, or so just these pieces in the puzzle that are making such a big difference to the club. So that's as a combination of that, of those 7 or 8 different things I was talking about before I was glitching. The way that we're playing is just it's not out of luck. It's out of a combination of really fortuitous, but also a really good group of people that are working extremely hard behind the scenes. Obviously, they've got this feeling that we might be really doing something amazing this year, and all the questions that they get are about Europe, about where we finish. They're batting them away because they're looking one game at a time, and that's absolutely right, because the number of teams that drop out of these positions later in the season because they look a little bit too far ahead, that's obviously what we don't want to do. So we're looking one game ahead, but they're playing extremely well. My concern, and the last time I spoke to you in here, was about how players would avoid being suspended. And obviously, with the way that 19th game, there's now 10 yellow cards in 30 games or something.
Yeah.
So that's going to mean that we're going to keep hold of those players. But the injuries are starting to come back again. The fatigue-based injuries are starting to come back again, which is my concern. Obviously, Callum's left ankle, which is why he was piggybacked off against Aina against Tottenham, right?
That's amazing.
The bag of ice on his left ankle, the dead leg he was called. That's something that's concerning, because obviously he plays on the left and pushes off that left ankle quite a lot. So, and then obviously the adductor injury with Murillo at the beginning of the game. Knowing what I know about abductors and the way that they work, it's going to be all focused around the way he passes a ball and swings the leg through and plays the ball. So that's obviously something that they were looking at. So these games, as they run over Christmas, were undoubtedly going to pick up some injuries. However, we've stealth together. Brads, I watched your vlog at the start of the season when you had the match calendar or the fixture list coming out, and you went, "Oh, December's over tomorrow, the day after tomorrow." Yeah. How well have we played? What have we got out of that?
Wait, what was that? What was it?
When we looked at December, we looked at Man U away, Man City away, Villa at our place, Tottenham, and we went, that looks a tricky month to operate over Christmas. And what has come out of that is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it?
We've won all of them besides one.
Yeah, that is it's amazing. I'm just going to go through the comments before we do talk about individual players. Thank you, Lee. Good to see you yesterday, my friend. Hi days. You guys are rewriting our history these past 3 years. What a time to be alive it is, Lee. What a time to be alive, and especially, like I said, for the younger fans seeing this. And if we do get to Champions League, Europa or Conference, it's still a massive achievement for us Forest fans to travel. Because if we do, like I said, passports out, I'm gone. I'm gone, people, and it's just amazing to see. But Lee, good to see you as well. You say, my friend. Eve, hope you're all Eve. Good afternoon, Mr. Dore, Raz and Glenn. I hope you're well. I'm so happy we won yesterday. I love being a Forest fan. I'm just doing exercise while watching and listening. That's it, Eve. You enjoy doing your exercise, and I do see your Facebook, and like I said, you keep yourself fit as usual. But happy New Year, Eve, to you. Good times are back, boys. They are back. Chris from America, I hope you're well, my friend. I need you back on my channel, Chris. I hope you're well. Happy New Year, boys. Great time to be a Forest fan. Echo you what I say, Chris, but it is good to be a Forest fan. Kieran says, no, you're not being I am being sarcastic, Kieran. I am being very sarcastic. Tara says, you Reds, love hearts. Five love hearts, being 5 in a row. I'm loving that. Afternoon chat, can't believe what's happening. My passport keeps popping out the drawer. He wants to go to Madrid. I think I want to go to Madrid as well, Martin, as well. And I don't know if people can see the profile picture. It's got the Champions League trophy, and it is real. So, I need to go to his flat and see the Champions League now. You joked with me at Brighton about European. Look at us now. We need 23 points. Did I though? I can't remember. I need to look back on that. Was it on the vlog? I do remember we was having a little joke about that. But listen, we need 3 more points to stay away from relegation. Yeah. I've seen that video at Spurs website. Dore, sorry, but he's a donut. I don't want to talk about it. He's a donut. He's an absolute donut. Forest are on fire. We are on fire. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and make sure everyone go and subscribe to Rad's. His video is in the description as well, people. So go and watch that as well from his reaction from yesterday's game as well. Right, let's talk about individual players. And let me go through you, Rads, because we talk about Milinkovic. He's been the star player of the season. We talk about Murillo yet again. He's been fantastic. But we've got a first centre back, as Glenn spoke about, Morata. He come in yesterday, and he was absolutely fantastic. And I've been at the game. Everton do the usual long balls, put route one. Him and Milinkovic dealt with it well, but Morata for me was fantastic. People in the chat, how you feel about Morata? He's a third choice centre back if you look at it, and he's class. But Raz, talk about Morata, man. He's just wow.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never known us to have such a strong set of defenders. You know, specifically centre back. You know, we've got these. You've got Murillo and Milinkovic, who, I mean, they speak for themselves how good they are. But then when you, for the first time all season, we don't have one of those. We just casually put Morata in, and I mean, yeah, like you say, he was incredible. And saying he's only started 2 games, that's what's particularly impressive. The fact that this guy doesn't always normally play. And I do think when we signed him, I wasn't entirely sure whether we needed him or not. We definitely did, looking back. And yeah, I just think this is that. You feel assured when he comes on the pitch, you know, because he's normally substituted in. When he comes on, I just feel like, yeah, we're going to see this one out. I just don't feel like we're going to concede when he's on the pitch. He's so calm and collected, and a real like physical presence in our defence. And yeah, I feel like he's in a way he's kind of like he's got similarities to Milinkovic and Murillo, of course. So yeah, it's just amazing to have him available. You know, when we haven't got Milinkovic and Murillo, to have Morata is the ideal replacement. And I think people have been saying all season, I think Milinkovic and Murillo are one of the best pairings in the league. I think people forget about Morata, really. People don't look at him, but yeah, he's not put a foot wrong for us.
100%. Before I get to Glenn, got a comment from Wayne. I hope you're all, my friend Wayne, and I hope your son's okay as well. Forest on fire. Great to see you as top end of the table. Bring back happy memories of my younger years. You're only 21, Wayne, I know, but I think it's great for our young fans. Like I just said earlier on, like can go to school and give it back to the glory supporters of the big clubs. Up the red, definitely. Like back in the day, me and Glenn, we go to a school and everyone talks about Liverpool, Man U, the usual top 6, and now the young kids can go to school and say Forest are second in the Premier League. I wish I did that. I know we did it in Frank Clark days and that, but right now with social media and all this, it's good that we can give back. And I don't know if people have seen the clip of Gary Lineker, and I think other people saying Forest will finish bottom 3, and it's great to see people. Defence was amazing yesterday. I can't think a real chance Everton had. They had one chance, 2 chances. One in the first half. So Bujan went over the bar, and one at the end, I think it was. But far from that, Sells had nothing to do. But like I said, another clean sheet. Glenn, we talk about the centre midfield. We've got to sort out in the transfer window, but I think Manchester even said it. Both Dominguez and Anton were fantastic yesterday against a team that will always play, will be physical and always like in your face. But both of them dealt with it well, didn't they?
They did. You're right, and it's a testament to both of them that they are keeping out of the conversation and the squad at the moment. Obviously, they're not fit. Danilo and Sangare, who I can't see how they can necessarily fit back into this squad particularly easily. In the James Ward-Prowse conversation about whether does he even stay after the window? Do we send him back because of how well they're playing and the strength and depth we've got there? You're right. They both play very different roles in there. Elliot Anderson is interesting. That wasn't necessarily going to come into our team because of the versatility that he had as a 6 or an 8, and is playing in an 8 8 kind of role as a false 9 almost with Gibbs White in certain situations. But he's highlighted last night on Match of the Day. I'm not sure if you saw it, in terms of the way he predicts the opposition's decisions, nicks the ball back, makes some really positive moves going forward, and makes some sensible decisions, passing, holding onto the ball, and retaining possession. Exceptionally good buy, and obviously one of the two with Milinkovic, one of the two highlights of our recruitment this season so far. Dominguez has always always impressed me, right back from when we first went to the Etihad door last year, and he came on and played.
Yes, he did,
and was absolutely driving that midfield forward, and was the difference. And I think would have been one of the significant people in, had we nicked a goal there when they went down to 10 men. I think that he was definitely the difference in the midfield there. And wherever I've seen him play, whether it's out wide right when we have got the ball, and when we haven't got the ball, particularly against Villa, he sat back in outside of Aina as a fifth defender, and just creating that, you're not going to come past our wall, and that great wall of City ground he became a part of. We've got such versatility in midfield, and it was lovely that Dominguez was able to come in for Yates. I don't know if Dominguez is preferred over Yates. I think Yates is, obviously, as the captain, but they are both doing a really fantastic job in that nicking the ball back, getting stuck in, and making a big difference in how well we protect the back four, and particularly protect the clean sheet and protect a lead. So he's making a massive difference in positions that they get themselves in when we've got the ball, and how much they add to defence, and Wood, and obviously people coming back and working extremely well in defence, but they are adding to that solidity that we've got in defence, which is making the difference between 37 goals conceded this time last season compared to 19, I think 17, I think this season. And they are adding assists to their role as well. So yeah, between the pair of them, doing brilliantly. And in that formation of a back five, I wouldn't want anybody else sitting just in front of them than those sorts of characters, whether it's a Dominguez or a Yates or a Anderson or Danilo.
Question is again: Would you bring? I said Dominguez was very good yesterday. Would you bring Yates back for the Wolves game, or would you stick with Forest fans as well in the comment section? Would you bring in Yates back in, or just keep Dominguez in?
I think I'd bring Yates back in, and I think I'd put Dominguez in a very similar role that he's in now, particularly if Callum's dead leg hasn't recovered. Although we've got till the 6th, haven't we? So we've got best part of a week, 8 days, I think, isn't it? We've had 3 games in 8 days, and we've now got 1 game in the next 8 days. So there'll be hopefully a situation where some players can come back. But I think Yates would come back in over Dominguez, and I think Anderson would stay where he is, because he's influential in that midfield, doing all the dirty work. Brilliant.
People, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. I'm going to go through the comments as well. Charles said Morata is quality. I think he is quality as well. Hey, Mark. Where's it, Mark? Hi, lads. Can't wait for the Wolves game. See you there. I'll see you there, my friend Mark. And thank you, Mark, for being a member for 30 months. It's absolutely amazing, Mark. Thank you again as well. People, if you want to be a member to the channel and see the vlogs first, please do. It helps my channel and it helps Rad's channel as well. So if you want to be members to both our channels, links in the description as well. People, so go on Rad's channel and make sure you do hit the subscribe button. It's free, completely free. But if you want to be a member, 99p, $2.99, it helps my channel a lot, because if we do go to Europe, me and Rads will be doing more content. So please help us out if you can. It's completely free, people. Completely free. For this as well, I want us to try and get Fergie from Brighton, something about him, and pivot back up to Ward, Wilson from Brentford, or Che from Wolves. Bloody hell. I think we can get better players than that. Martin was 2nd place, Martin. I don't know if you just work in a bad mood or something, but we're in 2nd place. We're in 2nd place. Chris says, panel's thoughts on January. So I think we'll talk about the next show as well, because it's coming up now as well. So like I just mentioned, we're 2nd place. We can get better players as well. So, but the players that Martin mentioned are really good, are very good, but that is something that we can talk about. Let me just go through. Dawn, I hope you're well. Aina is turning into a Forest legend. The title, attitude, on and off the pitch is brilliant. That's what I'm talking to Raz about, and people in the chat as well. We talk about Morata was good. I thought Aina was fantastic. Did Nico Williams get man of the match? I think did he get man of the match, Nico Williams?
I can't remember. I don't know.
I don't think he was. People in the chat didn't, because I saw someone said Nico Williams got man of the match, but right, the whole back four, like I said, we've not had it for quite a while, like a steady one since you can talk about Steve Cooper in the Championship days. But the whole back four it's just it feels like I said when I'm at the game, it feels like we've got this all along, because both Morata are dealing with the centre backs, Nico Williams are dealing with who played left wing, right for Everton. I can't remember who played for them now, but it's just good that we are keeping clean sheets as well. Max Sells, one decent save, but he had a quiet game and stayed in it. But it's good feeling it that we are keeping clean sheets.
Yeah, I mean it's the basis of probably every good team ever is a strong defense. You know, because you can get by if you're not scoring quite as many goals. If you're keeping goals out, it takes you a long way. I mean, we've already kept 8 clean sheets this season. I think we kept something like 4 the whole of last season. So we've definitely beaten it. And, you know, a lot of that is because of Milenkovic, of course, bringing in Morata. And then the players that we already had, the likes of, obviously, Nico. I think he's just continued to come on leaps and bounds. Aina, I mean, who doesn't love Ola Aina? He's just fantastic, isn't he? He can play both sides. Just a really brilliant character as well. And we talk about that camaraderie. I think Aina is one of the first ones you think of, really. And we didn't even pay a penny for him. So incredible business there. And obviously, Matt Sells in goal. You know, we don't talk about the goalkeeper situation anymore. You know, we used to always complain about, who's going to be number one. I think that's very much Matt Sells' position now. So, yeah, having good depth is crucial, really. And then you think of the likes of Willy Bolly that come on occasionally and just look very assured. Alex Moreno, I've not even mentioned him. You know, he was a key part of the team not long ago.
Is he injured?
I think he must have a problem, yeah, because he wasn't involved yesterday, was he?
No.
So,
it's good to know, man. Even Tuffler, when Tuffler come on yesterday as well, last 10 minutes, I thought he was all right as well. And it's just a good feeling as well. Another player that I want to talk about, I think he got assist. He scored a goal. Let's talk about Gibbs White, Glenn. He's just getting better and better in that role. Forest fans love him. His price tag's getting up and up. I know Des is going to enjoy this conversation if you're watching Des, but he's getting better and better, isn't he?
He is, and his. I didn't mention him actually in the previous question, and perhaps I should have done, because Dominguez and Anderson, the way they play gives Gibbs White time and space to make decisions and impact the game defensively, and also with being able to provide, balls like he did against Everton yesterday. The ball through that picked out Wood, which I initially thought that's a little bit high. There's a pocket of space behind him. He could perhaps let it bounce and run on and see what. And he just did this. This is nothing that they do in training. This is 2 professionals between him and Alanga providing this assist for each other. This headed 1-2.
Yeah, great goal.
It gives him a load of time. I'm going off the point. I'm sorry. I'll come back.
It's okay.
Gibbs White is becoming the 10 that we wanted him to be. He's now got 3 goals. Him and Alanga have now got 3 goals and 3 assists each, which is what you want from those sorts of players in those sorts of positions. They'll get more over the space of the season as space opens up and as defenses start to occupy the spaces of other players like Dominguez and Anderson. He'll get more and more assists, but he's becoming, like you were saying about the price tag, I don't look at that because I'm not looking to sell him over anybody else.
Yeah, I think he's rubbish anyway. he's rubbish.
He's rubbish anyway. Yeah, he's definitely not worth 45 million anymore. But he does everything right and more. Now the more is the close control, 2 or 3 touches when one would do, and the turns and pivots to try and get out of tight situations. I think that's something that he's working on and is aware of. But his awareness elsewhere on the pitch, the ability to play these balls to perfect positions, the layoffs and stuff he's done with assists, the footballing brain and the way he is, that lovely ball, well-timed ball through against Tottenham for Alanga, for example, the assist there was absolutely phenomenal. And again, yesterday, that he picked out Wood perfectly with that header. So no, I count my blessings, and I'm really lucky and fortunate to be a Forest fan, and for him to be our number 10. There is no finer player as a development player in that role, who is proving that England is the next destination for him as a continuation of what he's done earlier in the season when there was that experiment. For him to carry on playing as he is, he'll get picked for England more and more and more, and will only become a better player as a result. And that improvement in the performance will massively impact on our midfield and the ability for us to secure wins and points on the board. So he's playing phenomenally well. There are areas that he can improve on, but I think everybody's got that, haven't they, in their game? He's just doing everything right for us right now, and it's making a massive impact on the way that we play.
100%. I was going to go through the comments as well. Sorry for being late, but can I hear about opinion about Milinkovic? What a defender! he's one of the best signs we've ever made in a Forest shirt. I'm talking about like Murilla, Murata. For me, like when you watch him and look, I'm looking enough to watch it. Glenn and Rads are looking enough to watch him as well. The way I don't know if you don't remember, when Ella I think it was the first half, he gave a stupid corner away. And he absolutely bollocked him, and Forest was like, well done, like that's what defenders do. Just it's like, hey, Elena. I'm not going to repeat what he said.
Was that the time when he was trying to force a goal kick against the player and it backfired? And
yes, and Milinkovic absolutely hammered him, destroyed him, and that's what I want to see. A good defender giving you a bollocking like a Roy Keane type we had back in the day. It's Milinkovic he can head the ball. Yesterday, it's food and drink for him. Long balls, him Murata, easy work for him. And that's what he's done for the whole season since he's come to Forest. He's done his job, head the ball, short pass to whoever, and that's what goals. And he scores goals. How many goals? Is it 2, isn't it? 2 goals? And that's what it is. He's a fantastic defender. So there's your answer. Fantastic. One of the best signings Forest have made. Dawn says, lead Dore all over the world. I hope so. I'm praying. Champions League final 2026 is in Budapest. I better go to Hungary then. I'll be going to Hungary next year, people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Kevin says Elliot Anderson's making his way a better player. It seems like how good Elliot is. He steps up into his game 100%. I've watched again a match today. You see the stats with they both work each other. Like Gibbs White will play in the number 8, and then Anderson will go into that 10 role. They both swap, and that's the good thing about it. And like I said, I will throw myself under the bus. When I went to Olympiacos, I had an argument with Jamie Martin and Claire Smith and Callum saying Elliot Anderson is not a number 8. That's what I said. And now I'm going to throw myself under the bus. And yeah, how wrong was I? Again, if we can get Salah, game over for everyone. Not why Salah? We can get someone better than him. We can get Haaland. Ian says, where was you yesterday, Ian? I didn't see you yesterday, my friend. Where was you? Was you with him? Des Oldham. Stay clear from Des. Anthony is making space for Marcus White to produce the goods. Yes, he is. I said to Pete, Newcastle fan, thank you for giving us Elliot Anderson and you having Vlach. Great. It's fantastic. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let me ask you, Glenn, because I'm people in the chat as well. Glenn gave me a stat because yes, we won 5 on a trot. And Glenn, tell me what you said to me before we started. Like,
this was a stat I heard on another podcast this morning, so some of our viewers will have seen that already, and I couldn't honestly tell you the exact date, but it is phenomenal that we are 3 clean sheets now, and we haven't had 3 clean sheets in the top division since the 80s in a row, and we haven't had 5 wins in the top division since the 90s. However, we've got Wolves on Monday week.
Monday.
Week today. And should we win that game and get 6 wins in a row, and this is adding to the dream world amazingness that we're having right now, right? We haven't had a win at 6 wins in a row since the 60s. I think it was the 67 season, and then 7 in a row, which is Liverpool. 7 in a row since the 1870s, 80s, 90s, whatever it is. So it's way over 130 years ago. Been 7 in a row. 6 in a row is back into the 60s, which is 10 years before I was born. Phenomenal time. And had we looking back now, had we had a result at the Etihad, that would have been already something we'd achieved. And also, had we had a result against Fulham at home or Wolves at home or Bournemouth at home, where might we be? Where might be we?
Hello, Markham keeps questioning me.
That's the thing. Looking forward, next game, though, is definitely record-breaking time. Again, adding to a season where we've won at Old Trafford and we won at Anfield for the first time in our history. We might now break a record that's longer than the winning at Anfield record back into the 67 season, I think it is. So yeah, what a time.
What a time, man. Right, so the question is, people, like I said, I put in the title, Forest win 5 on the trot. Are we generally title contenders? I know it's all tongue-in-cheek and that. People in the chat, like, am I being over the top on it? Grads, are we really title contenders? Yes or no? I'm not going to clip this.
I don't know, how is this a genuine question?
Wait. Let me do a poll. People. Because this is about everyone else, not just about Glenn and Rads and myself. It's about you lot. So if there's 49 people in, are we really title contenders? Yes or no? Go on, Rads.
I've thought for a while now, like the last couple of games, like we've won 5 games in a row and kept 3 clean sheets in a row, as we said. So if we were to beat Wolves, that would be 6 wins in a row. So then the next game after that in the league is Liverpool. So I just think if we're the only team that's beaten Liverpool so far this season, and we play them in 2 league games time, and we get a result again against them, it's like, I think then you've got to start thinking it's possible, or at least in the fight.
If we beat Liverpool at City Ground.
Could we? I don't know. Maybe.
If we
did it before. We did it 2 seasons ago, didn't we?
We can do it then. We can definitely do it now.
We need Steve Cook to come back to play that ball across the highway there, don't we?
People, like I said, it's been done before. We beat Liverpool at home. If we beat Wolves, and then we got Luton. I think we played reserve team against Luton, and then we got Liverpool. But like I said, I'm looking at the comments, and then people have voted. 25 says yes. 75 says no. Raz says top 4 definitely. Liverpool will never never going to drop points. There's no. We know that. We just have a little tongue-in-cheek, people, but you never know. Liverpool could drop points. I know the best West Ham was 5-0 yesterday. No, we are 8 points behind them. It's 1 horse race, but definitely no disappointment if we don't get top 6. Definitely. If we win Liverpool, then people will start looking at Forest more. But we are rubbish. People. Just don't stop looking at us. Leety says, no, we're not contenders for the same reason. Chelsea manager claimed they were either, but we no need to be this perfect where we are. Yes, like I said, we're not. Because Chelsea the manager keeps saying we're not title contenders. So I'm repeating what he says. We're not title contenders. we'll be second for a reason. Hopefully, Chelsea lose today against Ipswich as well. Liverpool to lose. We'll finish top 5. We'll mention that at the end. We'll mention that at the end. Liverpool City Grand game of the season. Yes, I think that's a title that's a title decider. That's a title decider. Whoever wins that wins the league. And if we win, I don't drink, people, as you know, but I'll be back to back. Yeah. Let's. I'm not going to put it down.
That would be 7 wins in a row, you know, if we were to do that.
Oh, don't stop it.
God, no, I can't.
Can't see how we can overhaul Liverpool. They're smashing it and fully deserved the top spot. They have a 28 goal difference. Yes, they are a fantastic team, Liverpool, but we've beat them. I'm not going to go overboard and say yes, we're going to win the league. We take it one game at a time, and I think Des said it in another show. There is going to be bumps and bruises from now to the end of the season, but right now we've won 5 on the bounce. If you look at it, 5 on the bounce, and we're second for a reason. But it's great. Everyone laughed at Ellie when she said we will get promoted when we were on ours. Everything is possible. Molo said, Ellie said we'll get European football. I'm trying to find the video where she said we'll get European football. I'm trying to find it. So when I do, I'm going to clip it, and I will apologize to Ellie, because Ellie did say she will finish 5th. We'll get European football. I'm trying to find it, people. I'm trying to find it. Dore, do you think? Dore, you do drink? Don't like? I don't drink. I drink special occasions. I just don't drink and go to the pub. That's mine. Last one before as well. 5th could be enough for Champions League. Anyway, if English clubs do well in the European, I can certainly see Liverpool, Chelsea, or Spurs win their comps. European positions would stretch to 8th then. Yes, I definitely think if whoever wins, if English team does win the Champions League, it goes to 5th. But you never know. Let me get Rad, and I'll get Glenn as well. Let's talk about Nuno, man. I said he had to outdo Steve Cooper. He's done it. 5 wins in a row. We beat Liverpool, we beat Man U, we beat Spurs, we beat Brentford. I can carry on. This guy is just like, and this for you. That's why I asked you first, Rads. Is he? He must be your best manager since you've been a Forest fan now.
Well, see, I was asked this the other day, and I think it's a difficult one to compare, like him and Cooper, because, like, I think I still stand by with that Cooper. You know, we're not where we are now. Like, at least in the Premier League, he clearly wasn't enough to get us to where Nuno's got us up to. So it was obviously the correct decision to appoint Nuno, and yeah, that's not even a debate. I mean, Nuno's got me watching Forest playing the best football I've ever remember us playing. So, in that sense, yes, he probably is. And I think, I think everyone was always going to compare him and Cooper when we appointed him, and that was always going to be maybe a bit unfair on him. That added pressure to do well, and he obviously came into the club in quite a tough scenario for us, and he did incredibly well looking back under the circumstances, points deductions, and not having the players that we really needed to play the football that he wanted us to. And I think the football that we probably had potential to do anyway. It's just, we just weren't good enough, really. But again, people were saying, he needs pre-season. He's had a pre-season. And I think ever since pre-season, we've looked a whole new level, I think. Not necessarily because we weren't like destroying teams in pre-season, but we looked just a lot more assured, and the depth of the squad, you saw like every player playing well. And I know it was only a friendly, but going to Olympiacos and winning, I thought was very
that was good. That was a good day.
Yeah, so that was a big statement. And then we start the season with a few draws against like Wolves and Bournemouth. I mean, the Bournemouth one looks quite good now. Looking at how they've done. I would like to actually beat Bournemouth in the second game,
You know
because we
what?
just never beat them.
Malcolm gave me a stat, and so if we got 3 points against Bournemouth or Wolves, and if we got a result against Fulham, we'd be top of the league.
Yeah,
that's how crazy it is.
But you've seen it click, haven't you? Since then, it was drawing a little bit at the start. Still, I think playing very well. But since that Liverpool game, I think we've really like hit a new level, really, haven't we? Of like, what can we achieve? And we've just continued to get better. And like I said earlier, we had that little period where we lost a couple to very good sides, and we thought, oh, are we going to start to drop a little bit, even a few places? But no, we've just got even stronger. And I think that's what shows. I think the true quality of this team is really, and the potential of it is, even when you've lost a couple. Newcastle, I think we were in that game, but they were the better team on the day, and then Arsenal. It's probably the only game where we've been outplayed, really. And City, I think we were actually pretty close to them in that game. We've learnt from it, really, and we're now playing football I could never have dreamt of seeing us play, really. So yeah, keep it up, lads.
I'm actually the same question, Glenn, because like I said, you saw the Frank Clark days. Where do you put Nuno now in your best managers since being a Forest fan? Because you've had Frank Clark, you've had.
I was season ticket holder as a teenager before I went to university under Brian Clough. Went to Wembley 3 times as a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old. He himself, and I will use his own words to answer this question. We haven't done nothing yet.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, we are in an amazing position, but we haven't achieved anything yet. And all of these other managers have been assessed and judged based on their performance at the end of a season or the end of a competition, the end of a trophy run. So yes, Nuno has the ingredients, the ability, the experience from Wolves, his time at Wolves, and the playing staff and the coaching staff behind him now to achieve something which is way more than Frank Clark did, because the Premier League now is far tougher than it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
The comparisons with Clough and Frank Clark at the time when I was 19 when I saw us in Europe back in the 95-6 season.
Yeah.
And at that time, there were lots of comparisons between him and Clough. And there were people my age going, we've achieved more now than we did when Clough. And people my dad's age was going, no, you weren't there then, you weren't there. So making those comparisons is really, really easy because you've only gone on your own experience, right? And there'll be people like, no disrespect to you, Rads, people like yourself and people in your age bracket that are going, yeah, this is unbelievable. But we've not achieved anything yet. We're second in the league. You didn't ask me about, are we league contenders? And no, of course we're not.
I thought I'd catch that right. I was trying to catch that right because he's the YouTuber.
And we're in a chase. We're in a race for 2nd to 6th, right? Second to 7th. But the more we win games, the more pressure we're going to put on Liverpool, who will, and looking at some of the comments, I agree totally, the wheels will fall off some of those teams somewhere, and we hope it's not our wheels. We hope we're going to continue to put pressure on those other teams around us, whether it be Liverpool at the top or the teams in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And we'll see where we are in May. And that's the mindset that the manager, and to go back to answer your question, the manager is doing a phenomenal job because he's keeping the players' feet on the ground. They'll all have the same questions as they're getting their cup of coffee in West Bridgford that we're hearing him get at the end of a match, going, what can you do at the end of a season? And all of them are doing exactly the same thing. They all say it in their post matches, one game at a time. We're enjoying the ride. We're loving the fans are having a really good time. And so quite rightly, should they be having a brilliant time right now, because this is historic and unique. But at the same time, we've got 19 games more to play, and any point along those 19 games, the wheels might fall off for us, and we hope they don't. So we're keeping our feet on the ground, and we're doing the right thing and keeping the consistency going, and that's absolutely the mindset we need to have. So Nuno's not won anything yet, but he has the raw ingredients to be one of the top 3 coaches in our history, and what a ride it's going to be for 2025, eh? Bring it on.
I don't want to think about it. Like, it's just playing in Europe. And like I said, people, I got the passport out. Got the passport. I keep showing my passport and that. But yeah, it's just I'm just mind-boggling people, like the way Forest are now. And like I said, last season, Nuno had so many challenges with injuries, points deduction, and so much. And now he's a good, like Rad spoke about, good pre-season. And if like I said, when we beat Liverpool away, imagine me saying, like, if anyone in the comments, did anyone, right, I know people be lying, did anyone thought we'll be in top 4 right now? Let me put it, if like that, I think the odds was 750 to 1, I think it was, and now we're 35 to 1 to stay in the top 4, and it's just mind-boggling, people. It's mind-boggling. Please do hit the like button, subscribe for new people. Make sure everyone's subscribed to Rad's as well. His links in the description as well. We've not spoke about our owner as much, and let me ask you, Rads, as well. People in the comments as well. And this I'm going to put this together with a transfer window as well coming soon. We're second spot now. We was linked with XYZ players to start the season, but now, do you think Marinakis needs to, like, thinking now he can try and bring in better players now, like the players we're linked with, we can get more better players than them, because people are going to look at and say Forest is second, we can get Champions League football or European football, but now is this the next challenge for Marinakis to say, yes, I can bring better players than the players I've got in now, Rads?
Yeah, I mean, Marinakis is always going to be very ambitious. He has been since the start. I mean, when we were at the bottom end, it was like some of the players we were signing then, it was like not many clubs would do that. So it's a very exciting prospect to think now we are not just top half, but right now top 2 in the league. It's like, what on earth is he going to do next in terms of recruitment? And I think rightly so. We were criticised for like that scattergun approach at first. And we did go a bit over the top with it, but it's ended up working in the long run. And I think having this season be a lot more concise with who he signed, much more quality over quantity. That's made a major impact, I think. Actually keeping that core group together from last year. Clearly had something there, but needed more. We've now got that more, and you're seeing what's happening as a result. And yeah, I don't think Marinakis will be resting at all. I think he'll be very much thinking about what we can do in the January window. I don't think we need to be signing many players because we're clearly a very, very good team as it is. But yeah, maybe 1 or 2. I mean, we spoke about striker for a long time. I still think someone else to support Wood is probably needed as much as I want, Taiwo to do something. He's not really what he was. I don't say if Wood wasn't to play for even a few games, how much would that damage us? That might be quite impactful, really. So I feel that's the only glaringly obvious thing that I think we need to address. Because other than that, I think we're looking very strong. I mean, midfield we've mentioned already. Did we send Ward-Prowse back and just integrate Danilo and Sangar back into the mix? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we sign somebody here. Think, God, how have we actually managed to sign him?
That's what I was thinking.
We link with players
because
like
imagine. I'd say I'll put a name out there, like, I don't know, Rashford. He's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong, but imagine seeing him linked with Forest. How would everyone feel? Like, these players, like, why are we linked with these top players? Why are we? Because we're second place. Do we deserve? Do we deserve? Let me ask you. This is for you, Glenn. Do we deserve to be linked with or buy like a marquee, another marquee signing, or stick with players like no one knew who Muller was, no one knew who Elliot Anderson was, and look at them now, fantastic players. Can you imagine it, Glenn?
I can, and at certain points in our towards the end of the year, I could definitely see us looking at that in the summer, perhaps if we've got a more confirmed place. If teams are perhaps dropping away from 8th place and we're now in where we finish inside that group, perhaps we can have those conversations. For now, I'm going to be a little bit more pragmatic. I'm a half full kind of guy. However, our team is based on really good young players coming in who are hungry and wanting to play in the Premier League, whether they've come from outside of the UK or people like Elliot Anderson, for example, who are here and are looking for perhaps a little bit more consistent minutes. But the players that we've talked about most today are the Ainers, are the Elangas, are the Callum Hudson-Odois, who are coming and using our team as a platform to reinvigorate a career that wasn't perhaps going the way they'd hoped in perhaps Lee. I wasn't there yesterday, dude. I was at Old Trafford and I'd come out there and I was beaming. I can definitely see us looking at those sorts of players. However, I don't think our team needs. We think we need that consistency. I don't think we need the player that's going to rattle our team and take emphasis away from the players and the squad that we've got. As everybody said, if you get a player like a Beckham, then you're going to make more than they cost you in shirts and merchandising revenue, right? That was always the thing that they were brought in for, partly towards the end of their career. You mentioned Rashford, and I've answered about Rashford here and on a 606. I think he would be an amazing player to come in. I think he's a bit rich for us, though. However, I think a player who is in this similar ilk as a Callum Hudson-Odoi or an Elanga who isn't getting the minutes in their current team, that would add that 2-5% to our team in certain positions. Yeah, I think I agree in terms of James McAtee, great player.
Good player. And
I think the way he played yesterday certainly showed his quality, and that might make them second guess or make a maybe not quite yet. Maybe we'll look to the end of the season. But I think a player that won't necessarily affect the squad and won't take the emphasis away from them and keep that solid grounding that we've got in terms of one game at a time is what we need. I think I certainly wasn't. And you've criticised and comments about my comments about Wood, Dore. I think the way you've said that I was I've always supported Wood. Agreed?
Yeah.
Right. So the way that I see a player coming in, and I certainly wasn't one of those people who were saying, yeah, we need a number 9, we need a number 9. Although we've had a really good experience at the last sort of 6 months of recruiting players with pinning other players in the squad as an exit. So I can see perhaps a Taiwo leaving in exchange for another player that might benefit a team's FFP, maybe, I don't know, that would give us a bit more of an option going forward as a striker. I don't think we need a big marquee signing this stage. I think we need a player that's going to, or a couple of players in key positions. Yes, a striker, maybe a left-sided defender that's going to give us a little bit more solidity and as another option on the bench, because as players get tired and fatigued and injured over the course of the next 19 games, there'll be players that will need resting and rotating to keep that emphasis going. So I think that's what we need. I don't think we need a marquee signing. Although I agree with some of the other comments, the position that we're in the league at the moment will encourage more and more of these sorts of agents going, have you considered a spell at Forest. They are doing brilliantly. They'll be in this sort of position in the league.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So it's going to open up conversations with other players, better players. Maybe that might be more ambitious players. Maybe more players who want to fit within our model. Maybe I certainly don't think we need to splash out on players that are significantly above our sort of level, just for the sake of doing it. I think there are, and some of the comments are absolutely spot on. Players who have got experience in Europe, experience in this country, who might be out of form a little bit, and we can take for a decent amount of money, and would give us more than the cost to the other team. I think that's what we need at this stage. In the summer, different argument, different conversation. But right now, strengthening and solidity and a bit more experience, perhaps, yes.
100%. I'm going to round up. Like I said, everyone's man of match yesterday. So people in the chat, get you who's your man of match yesterday, and what was your player rating as well. Like I said, people, please do hit the like button if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure everyone, again, subscribe to Rads. It's in the description, so you please do. Some of the start of you, Rads. Who was your man of match yesterday, and what was your team rating, my friend?
I'm gonna go. I think you said earlier he got man of the match in the ground, so I'm gonna probably pick Nico.
Yeah, sure. Nico Williams got man of the match. I'm sure he did.
Yeah. I just think I just think he's brilliant. You know, the way he's improved is quite incredible, really. Because I don't think he's ever been a bad player for us, but he was certainly a bit, inconsistent, shall we say. Whereas, I mean, this season he's had to bide his time a little bit. He's not continuously started games like he had done before. He had Moreno ahead of him, and now Moreno's had a period out the team. Nico's come in. He's looked even better, and he's actually playing on the left this time as well. So yeah, I just think Nico, his work ethic is incredible, really, and what he does for the team. Yeah, I can't complain at all. I mean, I could pick a lot of players, but
yeah,
I'd pick Nico Williams, to be honest. And team rating, didn't actually see the whole 90 minutes, but I saw enough to be able to say it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10.
Bloody, he's gone for the 8.5. Bloody, he's not even gone for 8 or 9. He's gone in the middle. Bloody, that is shocking.
He really, for no reason at all, just keep awkward about it.
Unbelievable. I'm going to go for Elite Tucson as well. Langer edges it from Rata for me, but you could have made a case for about 6. And one says Anson for me. What's yours, Glenn?
Langer edges it for me, but you could have made a case for about 6. I agree totally with Lee. I think Morato was fantastic, and the fact that he had to come in, solid 7. I think the way he had to come in and change his mindset in that 20-30 minutes that they had between the conversation about Murillo and whether his injury was going to be risked or not, and for him to then go, right, that's my role. I have to do what Murillo does because Milinkovic will do what Milinkovic does, and I have to do everything else on the ground, the pressing, the challenging, the forcing players out, the conversation, the talk, everything that Murillo does, and try to provide the balls into midfield that he does. Obviously, he tried to do that a little bit, but obviously hasn't quite got that skill set. But Morato was phenomenal yesterday. I agree with what Rad said about Williams, but I think Elanga, the way he provided for Wood in the first goal, his work rate going up and down the field. I don't know what his stats were about distance run, but it must be way into the 7 or 8 miles, 10, 11, 12K plus. And his involvement in putting pressure on that ball that wasn't quite played back in the build up to Morgan Gibbs-White's goal, poaching that goal, playing the ball beautifully to Wood, and then playing that decoy run that provided space for the 1v1 for Gibbs White. So Elanga was my just above the rest.
I wish he
as a
scored
man
that
of
goal,
the match.
Glenn. I wish he scored
Pardon?
that goal at the end. I wish Elanga scored that goal at the end.
Yeah, it was yeah, you're right. Actually, he was involved in all of that, wasn't he, with Sousa? And when we watched it with my kids, they were all saying that was a really good chance, but they mentioned Pickford's, hands low, making it really hard for them, making it, so defensively he played well in that build up. But Elanga, phenomenal. And I agree with you. I'm going to go 8.8 though, just because I'm on holiday.
Why are you doing this, Glenn? Man, can't you just say 9? Can't you just say 9?
Say 9. Okay. Had we scored a third goal, it would have been a 9. 8.8.
Man. Does that mean I have to do a 8 point something?
No. Why not, man?
8.88.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Go to 3 decimal points if you want, Dore.
Okay, I'll do a. Wait, let me do my man match first. But I'm going to say something different. I feel the whole back four played fantastic. The whole back four: Elena, Murata Mlikovic, Nico Williams. I'll say Nico Williams for me. Elanga again was fantastic. Dominguez and Anderson as well. They were great. The whole team were fantastic. But for me, Nico Williams. We've already got 2 left backs at the club. We have Alex Nuno and Toffolo. But Nico Williams for me, since what game was it? Man U away. He come in, didn't it? Was it Man U away or Aston Villa away? Was it? No, it was Man U away, wasn't it?
Man U.
He started Man U away.
He didn't play at City, did he?
No, he didn't play against City. But since the Man U match, he's gone better and better for me.
He played well then as well, didn't he?
Yes, and I think it's his position to lose now. But yeah, for me, Nico Williams. And my point is, I'll say 8.75. Point something, whatever. I thought I'd join the gang on the point. But yeah, I'll say 8.7, 8.7, 8.8. I'll say that. That's mine, people. In the comments, what's yours as well? Last but not least, I said this to Des, and who else did I say it to? I said to someone else. I start, and people in the chat as well. If you didn't watch the other podcast, I said to Des, I start the season. Where do you think Forest will finish? Now, where do you think Forest will finish now? So, people in the chat, where did you say Forest will finish at the start of the season? And now, where do you think they'll finish now? And let's be real, we're halfway through the season now, 19 games before we do go. So I'm going to start with you, Rads. Where did you say Forest will finish?
15th.
Okay. Where do you think we'll finish now? 19 games in. Is it 19 games in now?
Oh, that's so difficult to answer, that is.
You can't. No, you got to say it now. You got to say it. We played 19 games. We're halfway through now. We've played everyone. Wait, Jeff G, you cannot say top 10. You've got to say a position. That is not in the rules. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to be... I can't believe...
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying that this is potentially worse than where we currently are, but I'm going to say 6th place.
Okay, that's a good day. Still good.
I'd still be ecstatic with that. So,
I'll be. That means we'll be in Europa, right?
Europa League.
Europa. I'll take that. But before we get Glenn, let Glenn think. Your dad says something differently. He said 10th and now 4th. That means we'll be in Champions League spot. So,
please, I wouldn't mind it.
Forest Rice says 10th as well, but that means there's no European football, right? I need European football in my life. Socia says 12th and now 5th. That means we'll be in the Champions League, whatever it is. Jeff G, no, you can't say top 10. You can't say where do you think Forest is, not top 10.
I think that's what he predicted. He started the season, is it, Jeff?
Okay. Jeff G, where do you think
Forest is? Have you changed your mind now? Is it still...
Oh, he says 5th.
5th now.
I've seen it. Start season that's 11th or 12th. Now I think we finished 6th. That's European football. I'll take that. We are now in the title race. Proper spanning in the works for the top 6. Haha. Yeah, we are in the title. Yeah, I'm with you, Forrester. We are in the title charge. Karen says 15. Karen, where do you think Forest will finish now? Okay, where do you think Forest will finish? European Tour first game if you're in first game in you, then Dawn, if that comes in, it's history repeating itself. Yeah, no, yeah, I think it is. And that's one. I said 14th. I think we'll finish 5th. The thing is, right, I don't mind. I'm going to change my mind. I say, I don't know. I want Champions League football. I want to go to Dortmund. I want to go to Real Madrid. I want to go to these big clubs. But going to somewhere like Iceland or Lithuania, them kind of clubs, I won't mind that either. No disrespect to all of them clubs. So is there a team in Spain near Ibiza? Imagine playing a team near Ibiza and we're getting drunk all night. I've got to say it. I'm throwing myself in this. I think we'll finish 4th. And I'm 4th. Click this. Any Spurs fans out there watching? As well, people, right? Before we do, please do hit like and subscribe, as well. But I want to say thank you for everyone for the 2024. It's been a fantastic year for me as well, following Nottingham Forest. As well with Raz. Raz has done all this content as well. Make sure, like I said, I keep saying this. Make sure everyone subscribe to Raz because he does loads of content, and he should be higher, in my opinion, because he's done it so long, like me. So make sure, like I said, everyone subscribe to Raz. Raz, what are you on subscribe wise? People are slacking.
6.4 thousand. I think.
People are slacking. Please go and subscribe to Raz. If you're rewatching this, go on, please. It's like he does loads of work. But I think your dad does more work than you, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he does it all. Yeah, I just take the credit.
Yeah, he just takes the credit, but Raz Dad should take up the full credit of that. So
shout
out to Raz Dads. But yeah, I want to say thank you for everyone that has come on my channel. Like Glenn takes his time to come on channel. Des, Steve, Dylan, the usual lot. It's been fantastic, people. But like I said, I want to say, make sure everyone has a fantastic new year, and we are second in the Premier League. Let that sink in, people. We are second in the Premier League. We could, if Ipswich lose, if Ipswich win, gets Chelsea tonight, we'll be second. So we'll be third. I'm still in the Champions League space, but it's a fantastic feeling. And don't let anyone, especially the Spurs fans, rat your cage like someone did. No comment who he is. But yeah, people, I want to say thank you for everyone. Make sure you watch my vlog from the game. I think it was a great vlog as well. I did. Took me ages. I didn't go to bed till 1:30 last night. So people do please watch it if you can. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Dawn. Rad. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you. Maybe I'll do a video before the new year, before tomorrow night. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully 2025 Forest can make Champions League. Hopefully we see Raz in the European Tour, Glenn, and you see this passport as well at Lithuania away as well. Maybe Borussia Dortmund. But it's been a pleasure, people. Thank you for taking part. Peace and love. Nottingham Forest second in the Premier League. Up the bloody Forest.